Now, can I tell y'all something? Now, listen. You got some people. Look, I was doing some stuff, and as I do stuff and I'm talking, some things come to my mind. Now, y'all listen. You got people trying to make like they have some kind of relationship with you. They ain't no real doctor. They ain't no therapist. But they want you. They try to fool people to make them think that you are under them. Let's be for real, everybody. Let's be for real. You don't have to be ashamed if you have mind. You need to sort out your mind. You don't have to be ashamed about it. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody and tell somebody about it, because you find out that you're not the only one. But anyway, but then you got people that try to make like that you're underneath them. As an example, you have a person thinking they want to study to be a doctor, study to be a therapist or whatever, and they try to make like you're underneath them. You're not underneath them. I was getting ready to tell the story. Let me tell the story. I went to this hairdresser, and she told me this to sign she was or some kind of wellness beauty, because she couldn't get full ownership or license or whatever. So later on, I found in years, because she said, well, let me see how much I want to charge you. And so she put a certain amount down there. And I said, oh, okay. But when I went there again, I didn't pay that amount. I thought to myself, So Lord said, ask her how much it costs. I asked her how much it cost. I thought to myself, Well, and every time I asked her, I said, can I get a copy of that? What I signed for the wellness thing, she could never find a copy. So I stopped going. I said, I said, something ain't right with that. Later on in years, I find out over here that if somebody is going through or going to be a therapist or is trying to be one, say they work for the city, they charge a certain amount. It's very, very low, and they have to sit underneath someone. Just like an internship, they have to sit underneath someone, but then they have these papers that they are false, and they say that you have signed it. You're thinking that you signed for one thing, and it's signed for something else. And when it's signed for something else, they can't hold you to it because it's false pretenses. And another thing, they're supposed to keep getting it re-signed. Not just one time. Re-signed. But I only signed it that one time. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought to myself, this don't even make any sense. But I thought to myself, why would someone? And so I said, okay, no big deal. But every time then I asked, I said, can I get a copy of that? I can't find it. I have to find. But then I never paid that price. And I thought to myself, what was that about? Years later, I found out that this is the same cost that these people that work for the city and sit up underneath someone charge. They can't charge anymore because they have not come to the full accreditation of a therapist, a psychotherapist, or a psychologist, or a psychiatrist. They have not come to the full accreditation. And they have to sit underneath people. And I had a long talk with someone that was in the field, never knowing. I thought to myself, you see different things and you say, you don't want to be, like saying what's going on around here, But it was really, really, and I said, no, this cannot be. And they talked to me and told me how the system works over here. Now, I'm saying this to tell someone, if you go to a hairdresser, nail salon, or any other place, and you're not sure, even at your job, and they say, here, sign this real quick. sign this. I always want you to sign something real quick. And you don't get no copy. Stop signing them papers. Put a line through it. Put a line through it. Because you didn't sign it with a line. Just put a line through it. They say, you signed this. My name is on there, but I never signed it. Just put a line through it. Because these people, I found out, are tricking people into signing their name for something they're telling them is something else. That's right here in Germany. I'm pretty much sure it's happening in the States too. No, but this is where I live. And I thought to myself, Lord, wait 1 minute now. These people are signing people up in order for you to be an experiment or to say that they had you under their assignment and you had nothing to do with them. It wasn't accredited. You did not know that it was about that instead of something else. You thought you entrusted the person to you just entrusted them, thinking that you were signing something that they told you about. And on that piece of paper, because they said they had to turn it in to the city in case something happens, so they need your address. And they need your name. And this is how, and sometimes God have us to go through things in order to warn others and say, hey, listen, don't sign it. These people are fooling people and probably having other people come or either to try to make you an experiment of theirs. It's true. No, you're not assuming or having a fantasy with your mind. It's true. This is what this person did. Because then God had to show me. He said, did you pay what was on that? I said, no, I didn't. And I said, can I have that piece of paper? Just a copy. They said they never could find it. Does that make sense to you? And this is how they get people. This is how they get people. There's so many scams out there that people are doing, and you have never had therapy. I've never had therapy. I never went away to go away just to be going away. They have a thing over here where you can go over here and take and have self-care. Never had that. I wanted to, but I've never had it. To today, I still haven't had it. That you can actually go away and you go and they talk to you and they help you. You do a whole lot of different exercises. I signed up for it. That you can have because the insurances do that kind of stuff. But I never, let me go on record. I have never, not even this year. I have never ever been to a self-care, which they call a cure, K-U-R, where you can go to and they do exercises with you and you be with different people. And it's supposed to really help you. I've never had it. And sometimes people like to use that kind of stuff and try to make as if. Now I said I was thinking about it, but I haven't had it. Today is the 19th of June, and I haven't had it. Thank God I haven't had it. If I do need it in the future, then hey. And there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a good thing because it's a self-care regimen that I think that people sometimes just really just need. But there's so many scammers around here. You do not know why people do what they do, and don't try to ever figure out a sick mind or why. But that it was done on false pretenses. False pretense. So always watch what you're signing. Always make a copy of it. Now just take out your phone and just make a copy of it. So you can read, because when you go back, they don't have it. They may not have it, or to make a copy of it, or get a copy of it right then and there, or buy it right now. All you got to do is just take out your phone, click, click, and it's done. Yeah? And I think it's better. That's my dryer making that beep, beep noise. And then this was never told to me, but I figured it out. I thought to myself, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. So I just stopped. I said, nah. You can't find a piece of paper. You said you was a wellness, and you put a certain price down there that I never received. So that's a red flag. So a lot of times people are doing a lot of things either to get your information where you do not know. You don't know that this is what they have prepared behind the door for you. I've never been into therapy. Thank God I have never. I've had physical therapy for sure. Physical therapy, massages on my back and stuff like that. But regular mental therapy, I've never had it. So sometimes we have to be very, very, very careful. Nowadays, you have to be careful and prayerful. You're supposed to be prayerful at every time. But if God allow it, don't worry. He'll let you. He'll let you know. He'll let you know. And we say sometimes we pray and say, God, how come you didn't tell me this? But God knows what He's doing. So sometimes people are doing stuff behind your back and that you do not even know. And then when you come to find out, you say, well, why would they do something like that? Just to find out your information? Just to do it behind your back? And then they say, we have a contract. You don't have a contract. It was done under false pretenses. Yeah, false pretenses. So, and then when finally, I found out, and I went to go back to place, they were closed. Closed. No more. The shop was closed. So always be careful of what you're doing, where you're going, and these different types of things. Because people watch you. They know what you want. They know how to do it. And they set you up. They set you up. I pray for because these kind of people, you say, I know, and it does something with trust in your life. Well, you say, who can I trust? Well, you can always trust Jesus. You can always trust Jesus, and Jesus will give you someone, the Lord will give you someone that you can talk to and trust 100%. I know we say, I'm trusting nobody else. But in that, you will trust someone else because you talk to people. You talk to people, and to have a more balanced way of living, because you can't be suspicious of everybody. Everybody's not out to get anything. But those that have, don't worry. Say, say, God see you, and say, I don't know how people have to pay for stuff in the spirit realm as in the natural. First natural, and then second spiritually. So, and whatever, however God does it, however God do what he need to do. Yeah? But this is the reason why people do, when they say, you see people be coming around, you say, who in the world is that? And you're not hearing things just to be hearing things. People do stuff because they actually think they have a connection with you. You don't have a connection with me. And those that have done it before, you don't have a connection with them. They just don't know it's happening to them. They just don't know that it's happening to them. But it's done under false pretenses and you do not know it. And so you're saying, huh? How did this happen? It happened, God said, because sometimes we are unaware. We are very unaware of different things and how people are so mischievous and how they set up different things. So the contract is just false. Under false pretenses. And God wanted me to share that. He really wanted me to share that. Because I was talking in here, just talking while I was studying. And he wanted me to share that. Share how it actually happened. Done under false pretenses. So I tell each and every one of you, be careful of what you sign. Be careful of what you sign. Because if it doesn't add up, then it doesn't add up. No? Because people do try to take advantage of people for no reason at all. For no reason at all. And if you were to go down to the city and find out what type of forms that these people are supposed to have, sometimes as just a word or something, or it's done over differently. It's done over differently. A switcheroo. They switch it. Sign here. You be saying, huh? For what? It's done under false pretenses. Sad, but these are scam. These are people that like to scam people for whatever reason. They hold no contract with you. So you don't have to be scared by voicing your opinion or going to the local authorities and saying, you know what, this person may not be found, but I asked for this and blah, blah, this. And yeah, you don't have to be worried about that kind of stuff. Yeah, tell it. Don't be scared. Tell it. Don't be scared. Tell it. Tell it. Say, go and tell it. You tell everything else. Tell that. So yeah, God wanted me to share that with people, because some of y'all someone may not even be here, maybe somewhere else, might be somewhere in Amsterdam, might be somewhere in Canada, might be somewhere else, But anyhow, make sure that you check it, take pictures of it. And then if it's something that you're really, really unsure of, don't sign it. Don't sign it at all. Because like I said, they closed after that. Which I thought was real funny. They closed right after that. So sometimes we're not, you know, I think sometimes people say, oh, I don't want to say anything about that kind of stuff. You need to tell so somebody else don't fall into that category. Why not? Why not? If something is a wellness place, and then you can't find, and they say they can't find it after, always that's always something that you should be saying. What? Okay, how come you can't find it? Because I don't put my address on there. I don't put my name. What you can't find. So, a lot of times, you have to be very, very, very careful. Have to be very, very careful of a whole lot of stuff. So, say, it taught me something, not to sign things too quick. I don't sign things quick anymore. If I can't take a picture of it or if I can't get a copy of it, I don't want it. I don't want it. So be very careful of signing different things. Be very, very careful. And God, I tell you right now, He wanted me to share that because a lot of people they may be trying to scam someone else or someone else in your city or someone else in your country. Don't sign these kind of papers. Make yourself an information portal and find out about these things. Go down to the city yourself, to the city hall yourself, and find out what kind of papers that they give out for that kind of thing. Yeah. And stop taking these pictures of these apps. All apps are not for anyone's use. Sometimes they have scamming apps. Just because it's an app, you got how many apps? You got 100 apps on your iPhone, or you got 100 apps on your phone. For what? You don't need all of them. Be careful of putting all those kind of apps on your phone because sometimes the people try to get into your information. If you find that your information is being compromised, whether it be on your computer, whether it be on your phone, because your phone's supposed to be turned on and it's supposed to be searching. And find out if your phone is not searching and it's just on, might be someone has turned it on and you did not know. It's supposed to always be searching, even if you're inside your house or you're outside. And if you're just turning your phone on and it doesn't search for a connection, if you didn't turn it on, who did? And they try to tell somebody else all what's on your WhatsApp. Also a scam. All what's on your WhatsApp. Be careful for someone trying to get into your Apple ID or any type of ID that you have. This is what these people look for. This is what these people listen out for. They're scammers. They try to connect with you in order to see what you're doing. I found out that, what was it? It's called work group. Now, if you're solo on your computer, why would you have a work group on there? And when I looked it up, they said the work group can see everything. They use different resources, but they can see everything that you're doing on your computer. No, they're not looking inside of a mirror. And it's showing you, and they're showing them everything that you do. No, they are connected to your tools. They're connected to what you what you look at on your computer. They're connected to your phone. They know when you turn it on. Digital is really something when it comes to us knowing or not knowing. It is the new way of media, but we do not study digital or media like we should. Because when it happens, we don't know what to do. And by that, I know what I'm talking about because I went after computer after computer after computer after computer. When you start spending so much money and you got to get a virus app for this and you got to do, it's costly, very costly. Somebody else on the computer, what I got to do with this now? And what is this? And what is that? And what is this? And what is that? God gives us gifts for us to know these different things. And I think that sometimes you can look at a computer and then God can tell you, yes, somebody's on your computer. Somebody's on your phone. Turn it off. Change your password. And it is something that I'm asking God, not only just to tell me that someone's on my computer, tell me who. Because we're spending money that we don't have to. Getting this virus app, getting this, and paying money for this to keep people off of our computer. And this is how they know when you're on your computer. You're on your computer at this time, you're on your computer at this time. And they want to know what you're doing on your computer. And especially when you start typing, they want to know what you're typing. So they have malware and they have all this, and you buying all these things, and all these things are not working. Why? We have to get to the root of it. And after we have prayed, we need to take action. You want people to be on your computer? Every time you get on your computer and they know what you're doing? What is it to them? And they say, I don't care. Yes, you do care. Yes, you do. You want someone to hear every word that you have to say? Yes, you do care. You do care. It don't matter to me. That's a lie. These people, and to say, and you pay money to buy a new computer, or you pay money for all of this stuff. What happens is when they get a hold of it, they can use your line while you still on it. Matter of fact, let me tell you a story. We came home one day, it was on a weekend, and I said, oh, let me get on the computer and look for something. I was looking for something. I was out of my computer. I said, I was the guest. Now you get that. And I said, how is this happening? And my husband looked at it and we turned the whole thing off. And he called the people. He was like, what's going on? You was using my computer when I wasn't at home, using our internet line. When we were not at home. When we were not at home. And sometimes when we come home, you don't know who's been using your line. You don't know who's using your line when you're at home. Sometimes it might be your own neighbors. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Might be your own neighbors using your line so they don't have to pay. So, this next part of the year, let's use wisdom. Somebody get on your line. You don't even know someone's on your line. Someone's on your phone and they telling people everything that you write. And you're asking God, how is that getting out? How? You on your computer. Who's to know that you're on your computer inside your house? Unless they can see inside. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Say the story you're about to see is true. The names were changed to protect the innocent. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? You remember that? But these names ain't gonna be changed. This year, the rest of this year, you got to use wisdom. And not only use wisdom, you got to take action. After you pray, take action. You have the faith. But now you got to take action. Because if they do it to you, they're going to keep doing it. Because then they say, you don't know who it is. And then they laughing at Jesus, thinking that we silly. We're not silly people. Say, God, this is my hair look a little wild. Say, God may not tell, but pray it out. That's where prayer comes in. You pray it out. Because you don't want, God can put the finger on the person and say, that's that person doing that. God don't make silly people. And God don't have silly people. We may be silly in our thoughts at different times. And laughing does not denote silliness. But we have to take action. Because no one should be able to just get up on your computer and use your line at any given time when they want to, because they don't want to pay. And they want to see what you're doing. Not because I write books. They just want to see anything that I'm doing. They just want to see it. Is it to aggravate me? I don't know. I don't know. But this year, the latter part of this year, I have to take action. We said, well, how are we going to find out? Your company that you're with, put boundaries on your computer. Someone asked me, how do you know someone's on your computer? So, oh, okay. As if I was fussing about the situation. And I was fussing about the situation. But how did I know? One time, there was a person's name up on it, up along with my computer. How did they get on there? It had to be hacked. So when I say different things, and when God tells me, He's telling me these things for a reason. And I have to be the one to research it out. I have to be the one to research it out because He's giving me a part of it. Can He tell me the whole thing? Yes, He could. But God know me. Say, who, Jesus? Who? You be ready, say, ready to roll a rumba. And say, who, Jesus? So sometimes God give it to the person and you pray on this. Because I know if you pray, you'll be settled in the spirit to handle the situation. And even though I laugh, you don't want it to a cycle and to keep happening. So you have to take precaution. And spending a whole lot of money to keep somebody out is ridiculous. You have to ask God. If God can, there used to be a lady, she used to talk about different things about that things that God prevented in her life. The same God can prevent this and say, no. And He'll give you a strategy on how to do what you do while you are protecting yourself. While you're protecting yourself, He'll help you and show you what to do. So even when you go to work and you're not at home, we turn off our internet at night. That's what our internet company told us to do. Said turn it off at night before you go to bed. That's what we do. Would that be good for you? I don't know. But do different things. Change your password. And it's a sad day that you always have to keep changing your password. They're not getting it from you. They're taking it and they're looking at it. And those of you that do not have, now I hate to tell everybody to put a camera in your house, but sometimes you need to have a camera in your house. You need to find out. Is it good? Ask the Lord. Because sometimes these people like to look through cameras too. This is a wicked generation. They don't mind looking through somebody's camera. Trying to get, the only way they can look through it is they have to have either your password or either try to connect on your internet line. And you have to be careful. Use wisdom. Don't do everything inside your house unless God give you the okay. I was in my house, not here, but I was in a house one time. We moved into a house, and I was walking around the house, and I was walking around the house, and I was walking around the house. This is why I tell you about praying. Pray, and keep praying. The enemy don't want us to pray, but you keep praying. I was just walking around the house, and the Lord told me, that's when I was smaller too. So I was smaller. But anyway, I said, God, the Lord said, Go upstairs in your house, go upstairs. And I'm walking around my own house. It was in the morning time. I didn't think nothing of it. I just walking and sitting, and then I sat inside the living room. I didn't think nothing of it. I just got out of bed, and I'm just, I want me a coffee or something. Lord told me, he said, go upstairs and put on some clothes, put you on a bra, put your bra on and put on some clothes. That was a hat. I just got up. What's going on? I'm thinking somebody coming through the house, coming through the front door. That's what I talk about prayer. And I said, okay. So I went and got dressed. Lo and behold, the Lord said, now look outside. Well, there was somebody looking, not only inside of my window, but they could actually see me. There's a difference of looking in a window and seeing something, and a difference looking in the window when you can't see anything. And the person was up on the tree. So that meant that they could see. They was put themselves in a tree. And I said, in a tree? And the Lord said, see? And I looked, and it had like a house that they had built out there, but for their own pleasure, for their own pleasure. And it wasn't that far from and I said, oh. I didn't get upset, because there's no sense in me getting upset with the person. But they could see inside my house because of the height. I've looked outside of a window and I can't see anything. I might be looking in the person's direction. I looked at in the street, and the person thought I was looking inside the house. I wasn't looking inside your house. I can't see inside your house. But this person was high up in a tree, and they could see. And I said, oh, but they was building like a hut type thing inside the tree. I didn't know it. My eyes didn't pick it up. But the Holy Ghost knew it. That's why we need to pray. And so it's not about accusing a person. Or he didn't do anything. I can't go outside. You doing it? No. No, the Lord just let me know. Do this. You inside your house. You got the what you call it up. So look in the proper way. Well, no big deal. So I said, okay, God, thank you. So sometimes we're so rushed trying to make like, ain't nobody looking at you. Ain't nobody want to see you. Let's be for real when people are doing stuff. And let's not be fantasizing because you hateful, or you just want to you just making something out of nothing. So when we are using wisdom while we're praying, it's just like something like you just getting up and you have your curtains up and you walk past your door or you pass your window. And of course, if somebody's outside, they can see. You can't blame them. Where's your house coat? Where's your house coat? Put your blinds down. Let's use wisdom. Let's just use wisdom. Because sometimes we don't know. The houses over here are different. They're different. The land over here is different. No? They don't have a big yard. And some places do have a big yard. No? We have a nice applicable space that we can use here. But sometimes the houses are not. If you're living in the city, it's like, hey, right? You're having a coffee, you see your neighbor, you say, good morning. Especially if you're outside. Next time, just have your coffee on the inside. So stay inside your house. So I drink my coffee. I don't see nobody else's face today until I get dressed. No bad, nothing bad. Nothing bad. It's just people living amongst people. Okay? Now, don't make nothing out of it. Don't make nothing out of it. It's people living amongst people. You can see that. You ain't got no castle. And me either. So you don't have no castle. If you did, say maybe we would say we wouldn't be having all these little talks. Say it'll be okay. Won't be no big deal. Say I see you every now and then. You see me every now and then. We say like that. Like they have the garages in Florida. You just drive in your garage and just open up the kitchen door and you say, did you see Larry? Did you see so and so outside? So now I ain't see no. I saw somebody, but when I came in the house, I ain't said that's it. But they don't have that here. Well, some of the places they do. Yeah. So let's just use wisdom. Be careful. Take action. If someone is using your internet, because if so, you can be cause for a whole lot of stuff. They say they was on your line, and I ain't know it. Hello. Ask God. He'll show you. My husband always asks me, he said, how do you know when people are on the line? I said, it must be a gift. Suspicions. It's no suspicion. It must have said something on that line. It ain't the Holy Ghost. Something is on that line. So sometimes people try to make more out of stuff than what it is. It's not. But be very, 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 very cautious. God wanted me to share that. Be very, 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 very cautious, because a lot of times people are always doing stuff. Then they want to put you. No, 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 no. So if you're not having mental therapy, do not let anyone use you in order to make an experiment behind your back. Here it's forbidden to come into a place or home or either a building in order to observe someone for a university or a schooling. Here's forbidden. Should be forbidden in the States too, I'm not sure. But here it's forbidden to come into a apartment block and to observe anyone. It's forbidden. You do that kind of stuff outside, and especially at the university where you're supposed to be. And if someone has not given you authority or permission to do it, just don't do it. Just don't do it. But anyway, that's food for thought. Use some little wisdom tips. Don't let people use you and use your line and use all kinds of things without your permission. At night, if you think about it, if you need your internet on, then keep it on. Or if you have secured your line, then it's okay. Then maybe no one has ever been on your line. But people have been on our line doing different things. Whether they're in another country or they were going out somewhere. And I don't know whether people are actually living in areas legally. Go down to the city hall. I say it again. And I keep saying this for some reason. These people need to go down to the city hall in whatever country you're living in. Sign yourself up, because they're going to start throwing you out once they find out. Once they find out that you're living in the country illegally, they're going to throw you out. And you had time to go to the city hall and sign yourself up and register your name. It's coming. They're going to throw people out. They're going to, because you haven't done it correctly. Don't put down my name, because I'm not supporting you. Go and do it correctly. Go and do it from the city. They have very good social places here. Very good. They take care of their people. They take care of foreigners too. You may not want to wait that long and wait for what they do, but that's the correct way to do it. Especially depending on what type of country you come from. I didn't make the rules. These are laws that you have to go by. No? I work here in this country. And because my husband is German, but because I'm married, that still doesn't take me. I still have to register. I didn't come here to marry my husband, just to get married. I don't have to do all that. But I came and met my husband. 31 years we've been married. So thank God. But do things in the right way. So the city hall, so the police won't have to come and throw you up out. Because a lot of y'all hiding. Can we just talk? A lot of y'all hiding. You can't just run from city to city to city and think nobody gonna find you. Gonna throw you out. Wherever country you come from, they're gonna send you back. So you better start doing stuff what is right. And if you have to wait or ask, get a job, learn the language, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Or they're gonna throw you out. City hall waiting on you. Whatever land you in, wherever city you in, just go down to the city hall, sign yourself up. It would be better for you. Maybe God to give them a heart to keep you here instead of throwing you out when they find that you living here illegally. On that note, let me get off this thing. I'm getting off this internet. So some of y'all living here illegally, I've been saying this for years, and they've been finding people after people after people. And if you do not, I can't work. Well, that work that you're doing ain't right either. I can tell you that. Through the Holy Ghost, the work that you're doing right now ain't work. And it's not right. So you better go to the city hall. Sign yourself up. And stop trying to follow people and use people's lines. And what they say in the church, I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody. Somebody is living in this city illegally. And they're going to catch you. So you better go to the city hall. And stop using other people's lines. You're going to get in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. If you don't do it the right way. Okay, on that note. On that note, I'm seriously. So, Father, I thank you that I just had a little side talk, a little wisdom. You said you give us wisdom. If we need it, we have to ask for it. Well, we ask for wisdom. Wisdom about going about our daily chores and daily duties. God, we thank you. We thank you that someone will hear and know to go down to the city hall. And someone will hear and know to use wisdom. And someone will hear and know to do it the right way. And get off people's internets before you get caught. So that someone will hear. And we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Karen Dachsel. Bye-bye.